Can you all see the screen?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, thank you. So here, have a look at this picture. Have you ever seen like this kind of picture
Yes,
on social media or like in real life?
social media.
Social media.
So how can we say this? How can we name this picture?
Northern Lights.
Northern Light. Okay. Yeah, Northern Light, exactly. So where can we see the Northern Light?
Iceland.
Which country? Yes, Iceland.
Norway.
Anyone else? Norway.
No-
Okay.
Norway.
Okay. Yeah. So in other way, how can we say Northern Light? In other words? No?
Cosmic rays. No.
Cosmic rays. Okay.
Aurora.
Another aurora.
Aurelis.
Aurora
Aurora.
borealis. Aurora borealis. Aurora borealis. Okay, so have a look at this question. Do you want to see this wonderful sight with your beloved ones? I mean, beloved ones, it could be your family members or something like that, your friends or bestie or something like that. Do you want to see?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you can I ask the reason why you want to see this wonderful sight?
Of course you can.
Yeah. Maybe sometimes we can see the northern light alone, but the place is not very important. Actually, the person or our feeling, right? So second question is, do you want to spend your Christmas holiday there? Have you ever imagined your Christmas holiday
Yes.
there?
Yes, I
Yeah.
do. If I have a
Exactly.
chance.
Okay. So what do you think this, actually, I forgot to cover the name of the country. You know what, in which country, exactly in which country is this?
Norway.
Norway?
And Finland.
Yeah. Okay. Here, have a look at. So this country is located in Northern Europe, and it is one of the world's most northern and geographically remote countries, and it's the most densely forested country in Europe, and it contains some 56,000 lakes. The country name is Finland. The country name is Finland. So here, have a look at these quicks. The first one, guys, no Googling, okay? Please use your gut instinct. What is the capital city of Finland? And what is their currency or something like that? Can you guess? You can type the answer in the Zoom chat. One A. The capital city of Finland is A. What about currency of Finland? Number 2, currency of Finland.
Euro.
Euro, okay. What about the percentage of Finland? The forest percentage of Finland.
74.
74%.
74%. Are you Googling or are you guessing?
No, just
No, guys.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Your gut instinct. Use your gut instinct. How many lakes? A, B, or C?
C.
C.
C. Okay.
Maybe
In
C.
in which region of Finland can we see the northern lights or aurora borealis? Lapland, southern Finland,
Lapland.
Lapland. Okay. So now you can check in the Google or maybe some other website. You can check what the capital city of Finland. And
A.
yeah, A. Type in the zone chat. How many points did you get the correct one? Correct. Five out of four, 4 out of 5. So now we will listen to the audio about Finland. Let me stop sharing screen for a while.
I knew that a winter trip to Finland would be super expensive, but I saved up for months and was ready for the trip of a lifetime. As luck would have it, on my very first night, I saw the Northern Lights, or Aurora Borealis, to give it its other name. And what a wonderful sight it was. The green rays floated freely and lit up the entire night sky. My eyes had never seen anything that cool before. I also spent a lot of time in Pyhä-Luosto National Park, which provided me with the kind of perfect winter landscape I was looking for. I walked on the trail from Pyhä and Luosto, which was amazing. And on my way, I was surprised to see both a moose and a brown bear in the distance. After spending a long day in the park, I was completely exhausted, and I felt I just had to try out a Finnish sauna. Before I arrived, I didn't know that saunas in Finland were different to other saunas, as they used dry heat instead of moisture. I felt so chilled after my sauna, and I finished my day with a big bowl of lohikeito, a steamy, creamy salmon soup. It was delicious, especially when I washed it down with a couple of glasses of traditionally served lonkero. Often translated as long drink, it is a refreshing and fruity gin-based beverage, which has the pleasant effect of putting a big smile on your face.
Yeah, this audio also talk about the Finland, interesting things that he mentioned about the food and also the animals that we can see in Finland. So you have to listen to this audio. This is the different audio. It's not the same with the first one. And you have to listen to some phrase above or like collocation or chunk. Maybe 2 or 3 collocation or chunk. You have to listen and please type in the Zoom chat. You're gonna listen to the audio next time.
I knew that a winter trip to Finland would be super expensive, but I saved up for months and was ready for the trip of a lifetime. As luck would have it, on my very first night, I saw the Northern Lights, or Aurora Borealis, to give it its other name. And what a wonderful sight it was. The green rays floated freely and lit up the entire night sky. My eyes had never seen anything that cool before. I also spent a lot of time in Pyhä-Luosto National Park, which provided me with the kind of perfect winter landscape I was looking for. I walked on the trail from Pyhä and Luosto, which was amazing. And on my way, I was surprised to see both a moose and a brown bear in the distance. After spending a long day in the park, I was completely exhausted, and I felt I just had to try out a Finnish sauna. Before I arrived, I didn't know that saunas in Finland were different to other saunas, as they used dry heat instead of moisture. I felt so chilled after my sauna, and I finished my day with a big bowl of lohikeito, a steamy, creamy salmon soup. It was delicious, especially when I washed it down with a couple of glasses of traditionally served longkero. Often translated as long drink, it is a refreshing and fruity gin-based beverage, which has the pleasant effect of putting a big smile on your face.
Maybe one more time. Hello?
Yes, teacher.
Like my question is you need to type like 2 or 3 chunks or collocation of phrase above anything.
Sure.
Yeah, listen the last time.
I knew that a winter trip to Finland would be super expensive, but I saved up for months and was ready for the trip of a lifetime. As luck would have it, on my very first night, I saw the Northern Lights, or Aurora Borealis, to give it its other name. And what a wonderful sight it was. The green rays floated freely and lit up the entire night sky. My eyes had never seen anything that cool before. I also spent a lot of time in Pyhä-Luosto National Park, which provided me with the kind of perfect winter landscape I was looking for. I walked on the trail from Pyhä and Luosto, which was amazing. And on my way, I was surprised to see both a moose and a brown bear in the distance. After spending a long day in the park, I was completely exhausted, and I felt I just had to try out a Finnish sauna. Before I arrived, I didn't know that saunas in Finland were different to other saunas, as they used dry heat instead of moisture. I felt so chilled after my sauna, and I finished my day with a big bowl of lohikeito, a steamy, creamy salmon soup. It was delicious, especially when I washed it down with a couple of glasses of traditionally served longkero. Often translated as long drink, it is a refreshing and fruity gin-based beverage, which has the pleasant effect of putting a big smile on your face.
Yeah, please type. Just 2 or 3 phrases or chunks. Super expensive. They're very good. Looking for is also collocation. Super expensive is a useful chunk. Chill out. Okay. Surprised to see. Finish the day with. Yeah. Long drink. Yeah. That's all. Anybody? Yeah. Okay. So this time we're gonna find the meaning of these words that we hear from the audio, especially beverage. Can you tell me the meaning of beverage?
It's a kind of drink.
Mm-hmm. Any kind of drink? Yeah.
Yeah, is there any kind of drink?
Yeah. Beverage refer to the any kind of drinks except water. But we don't say water beverage. But except water, we can say all kind of drinks. We can say beverage. And another one is creamy. Steamy, creamy salmon soup, he said. What do you think, the word creamy?
With a lot of cream.
With a lot of cream. Okay. Is there any traditional food in our country like creamy food? Can you name? One types of me.
Voilà, Tuhunui.
Yeah. Tofu, yes. One tofu. We say one tofu, right? I don't know how to say.
Yes, Tuhunui.
Yeah. Another one is floated. So what do you think? The word floated.
Sorry.
So creamy is yeah.
Mono Yibo.
Yeah, we can mention our traditional food. Like we can say floated rice ball, right?
Yes, floating rice.
Maybe we can say float. We can say both on water and on air. Move slowly on air or water. Another word that we heard is tree. What do you think, tree? He said, I walk on the tree from Pierre and Luyasto. He said like that, tree.
It's a kind of a way or a road that like
Yeah.
hiking trail, walking trail, a way
Yes.
of something.
Yeah, good. Or we can say a walking path. Steamy is full of steam. So these are the main words that we heard in the audio. So there are more chunks and collocation we heard from this audio. He said the trip of a lifetime. So what do you think? Why he mentioned the trip to Finland? Like, this is the trip of a lifetime. What do you think?
The trip that we should go once in our lifetime.
Yeah, good. It's very precious and exceptional for our lifetime. It's the trip to Finland. Like we can see the Aurora Borealis or Northern Lights. He also said that he saved up for months. And another one is Litter the entire night sky. Entire night sky. Why he used this phrase in the audio? Litter the entire night sky. He described something.
Bright. The light of the aurora or northern light. Light.
Yes, exactly. He mentioned the northern lights. He mean like they were very lucky to see at the very first night of their trip. The northern light lit the entire night sky, and it was a wonderful sight. Now let's talk about the anime. So what anime did he mention in the audio? Hello, hello. He mentioned
Moose
Brown
Knight.
Bear.
Brown
Yeah,
bear.
Brown Bear. Brown Bear and
Moose.
Moose. Yeah. The long drink. Maybe you will be getting bored because of the word. So I will stop here. So these are the useful phrases and collocation that we hear from the audio. So long drink. He mentioned long drink, like the traditional food of Finland, and also steamy creamy salmon soup. It is also the phrase check. We can say check. And also this one is wash it down. So wash it down means it kind of like, for example, if the mostly in our country also when we eat our traditional food or like when we eat rice and curry, sometimes we wash them down with some kind of drink like orange juice or apple juice or something like that. So wash it down means like we can eat solid food with some other kind of drinks or juice, something like that. I will stop here. This after we have learned this lesson, so what kind of approach did we learn? What do you think? What kind of approach did we use?
Audiolingual method.
Audiolingual, okay. And firstly, I show you the picture and you have to guess, right?
Yes, and also
Yes.
communicated language, right?
Communicated language, yes. Do you think this one is the task? Firstly, I show you the picture,
Yes.
and after that, I show some quiz question, like the
Yes,
kids.
also
Yeah.
text-based learning.
Yes. So also task-based learning, right? So
Yes.
yeah, to be able to reach our goals or the lesson or target lesson, we can use different kind of approach, maybe 2 or 3 approach for our lesson.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Have a look at this lesson. So to draw the lesson plan, what is the main thing that we have to consider? The very first thing. To draw the effective lesson plan, what is the very first thing we have to consider?
Topic.
Yeah, topic. After we have identified the topic, the main things we have to consider is aim, right?
Our objectives.
Yeah, objectives. So we also say aims or objective. We can use alternatively these 2 terms. So aims here. So what does it mean, aims? what we want learners to learn. This is our aim. Maybe sometime we can focus when we teach the target lesson. Our target lesson where it might be function or grammar structures, vocabulary or skill. So firstly, we have to identify our aims, what we want our learners to learn. We can focus grammar structure or skill. For the very young learner, we do not focus on a grammatical structure or a function all the time. Sometimes we can teach them vocabulary. Sometimes we can focus on the interesting contents or something like that. So at the very young age, we do not always focus on a grammatical structure. So to be able to identify and select the most appropriate aims, what do our learners already know? So what do our learners already know? So we can say this phrase in only one word. What do you know about them? What do my learners already know?
We have
can
to
say in only one word.
They have prior knowledge.
Yeah, of course. They are prior knowledge. What they already know is their prior knowledge. What can they already do? And second one is, what do they need to know? This is our future goal, our future aims for our target lesson. So what do they need to know? And what do our learners already know? So these two things we have to consider to select the most appropriate aims. Sometimes the aims of our lesson where we can be listening to a story for pleasure or encouraging a positive attitude towards the foreign language. So it means like for the very young learner, we do not focus on particular language. It means like maybe a very fun story or their interesting topic. Maybe you don't understand this one, that's why. Sometimes we can focus on the short story or something like that. So here, have a look at main aim, substitutory aim, and personal aim. So before we identify their meaning, let's have a look at please read for 1 or 2 minutes this table. Main aim, substitutory aims, and personal aim. What are their meanings? What are their focus? Hope you finish. So our main aims, what is our main aims in the lesson?
To practice making polite requests.
Yeah, this is our main aims. Our main aim is to practice making polite requests. Making polite requests. So to be able to teach this lesson, our subsidiary aim. So subsidiary aims provide our main aims. So here we have to teach our students firstly the usage of could, you, would, you. So these words show these words say when we make the polite request. So if you want to make polite requests, we can use these words could, you, would you. We have to teach our student these words first. This is our subsidiary aims. And also our personal aim here to improve my organization of the whiteboard. So here have a look at the personal aim is very different with main aim and subsidiary aim. So personal aim is according to the word personal. It means personal me, it's up to you. Maybe this time I can't manage the time to finish my target lesson. So what can I do for next lesson? I will practice my lesson to fit in the timetable or like within 45 minutes or 1 hour or something like that. This is our personal aim. It doesn't concern with our main aim and subsidiary aim, but sometimes like it can also related to our lesson. So sometimes we cannot finish our lesson. So what should I do? Maybe like how can I contrast our lesson plan to fit in the timetable or something like that. This is our personal aim. So subsidiary aims provide our main aims. So to give you a clear example, for example, if we want to teach our students this and that, this descriptive adjective. So this is an apple, this is a book. We want to teach our student descriptive adjective. This, that, these, those. So firstly, this is our main aims. Our main aims is to teach them descriptive adjective. So what could be the subsidiary aim? Our main aim is to teach them descriptive adjective. This, that. So what could be subsidiary aim? Our main aim is to teach them descriptive adjective like this, that, these, and those. What could be our subsidiary aim? Hello.
This, that, these, those.
Yeah. To teach them this, that, these, the descriptive adjective is our main aim.
To be able to use this, that, these, and those correctly.
Yes, of course. So this and that, the use it or the correct usage of this and that. Maybe this is for near object, that is for far away objects. We can teach them firstly. And also here you see an apple and apple. This can be also our subsidiary aim because they don't know why we use an and a. For which words we use an and. For which words we use only a. So we have to teach them first the usage of an and a, or the correct usage of this and that. This will be our subsidiary aim. So keep in mind that the subsidiary aim always support our main aim. Without subsidiary aim, we cannot deliver our lesson effectively to our student. So we have to consider subsidiary aim and subsidiary aim based on our main aim. So look at main aims. It's the most important thing we want the learners to achieve in a lesson or sequence or lesson. So sequence or lesson means we already teach them like the very first part of our lesson. So in the next lesson, what will be our main aim? So it's like that. Our very first lesson or sequence or lesson, we have this is the main aim is the most important thing we want the learners to achieve. And also we can teach new language. Sometimes we can include an example of the target language. So new language means the topic is not very familiar with our student. So at that time, when we consider main aims, we have to include some example of the target language. Like maybe the short paragraph or like the video or something like that. We have to consider the example of the target language. And subsidiary aim is to achieve the main aim. The language or skill learner must be able to use very well. So it supports our main aim. Sometimes it can contain language that is already known to the learner in the subsidiary aim. And maybe we test their knowledge. How can they write the sentence, or how can they use the vocabulary effectively? So like that. Subsidiary aim can be sometimes the learner already know the language. After we have teach our target lesson by incorporating main aims and subsidiary aim, we should consider these two facts. What we want our learner to learn or to be able to do. At the end of the lesson, what we want our learners to learn or to be able to do, and to see how the lesson should develop from one stage to the next stage. That's why main aims and subsidiary aim are very important in our lesson plan. And another one is personal aim. Personal aim is based on your personal goals or your belief, what we would like to improve or what we want to focus on in our teaching. For example, the way we handle the teaching materials, or like the way we manage the students, or something like that. This is our personal aim. So we already learned main aim, subsidiary aim, and personal aim. So here are stage aims. So stage aim is show every single stage of our lesson plan. So here, have a look at procedure and stage aim. In our lesson, we show the student pictures of various holiday destinations, and we ask them to talk about their last holiday. This will be in our lesson, the first stage. So for this stage, our stage aim is to contextualize the topic of the holiday. Contextualize means we want them to be familiar with the lesson by showing the picture of the destination. This is our stage aim, the very first stage, to contextualize the topic of the holiday. And next stage is we tell two short stories about holiday. One is true and one is untrue. And we invite students to ask questions and then to guess which story is true. Okay, so for this stage of the lesson, our stage aim is to give the student a model for the speaking activity. So model means here, we show them one true story and one untrue story. This is our stage aim. And another stage is we allow time for students to plan their own story, which may be true or not true. So for this stage, our stage aim to give students time to plan their speaking. Time to plan their speaking. And the last stage, in groups, students tell their story. It depends on the previous stage. In the previous stage, they plan their own story. So in the next stage, they tell their story in groups. The rest of the group ask questions and guess if the story is true or untrue. For this last stage, our stage aim is to give students fluency practice. So fluency practice means when they tell the story in front of the groups or like in front of the whole class, they will get the fluency practice. And another stage aim is to provide opportunities to practice the sequence of tense in a spoken narrative. So these are the stage aims. So in the lesson plan, we have to consider these aims. The first one is main aim, subsidiary aim, personal aim, and stage aim. These are very important. Do you have any question about aims? Hello, teachers.
Not yet, Ajahn. Not yet, teacher.
Okay. Not yet. Thank you. So this is the summary about the aims of the lesson plan. So have a look at key concepts and the language teaching classroom. For the lesson plan, we have to consider the syllabus. For example, the course program or the coursebook will give us a general direction for planning our teaching. So sometimes the coursebook is like we shouldn't teach the title of the coursebook in order. Maybe it depends on our student. Which topics are familiar with them, or maybe we can go from simple to complex, from easy words to difficult words. So sometimes we can arrange the syllabus, or we can arrange the unit of the lesson by ourselves. We can plan ourselves. We shouldn't go the lesson in order from the coursebook. Sometimes we can teach the unit 1, or sometimes we can teach the other units like unit 4 or 5 that is related to unit 1. Like that, we can adapt, we can adjust our lesson. And to specify main aims for a particular lesson, we have to think about our learners' needs and the stage they have reached in their learning. This is very important. We should know, we should have to try out what our learners need. What are our learners' needs? Aims are not the same as procedures. Aims describe what the learner will learn or what they will be able to do with the language. While procedures are what the teachers and learner do at each stage of the lesson. As we already know. Aim are not the same with the procedure. Sometimes if we make our main aims too general, like it is not very clear. Sometimes it is not realistic. For example, like to teach them, for example, if we want to teach them past tense, so we say like to teach them past tense in the context. It is not very realistic. Or we can change into appropriate aims, like for example, to be able to use past tense in their real life, or to be able to describe their past events by using past tense, or like that. Our main aim shouldn't be too general. It should be practical and realistic. If we make our main aim more specific, it will be very effective for our lesson. Here the highlight word predicting, scanning, deducing meaning from context can you give me the meanings of these words? Like scanning, deducing meaning from context. You already know scanning and skimming, right?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. What
Yes,
does it mean? What does it mean? Can you say? Skimming and scanning. You can type in the Zoom chat if you don't want to see.
Skimming is reading quickly to get a general overview of the test. So
Yeah.
we focus on main ideas, heading and subheading.
Yes.
But for the scanning, we find specific information, like specific facts, where
Yeah.
like one that kind of specific information for scanning.
Yeah. Correct. Skimming is for general idea, scanning is for the specific information. Sometimes, like in some coursework, it's not the same. Scanning and specific information are not the same. So specific information means sometimes like the question is listen to the audio and like what is Tom birthday like that. So its meaning is specific information. We have to listen to like the personal information about Tom. So this is specific information. Sometimes scanning means we have to notice every single detailed information in the paragraph or in the listening, like that. Sometimes it's a little bit different, scanning and specific information. But generally we say like that. Scanning is we look for the specific information and skimming is general information. And the last one, deducing meaning from context. What does it mean, deducing meaning from context?
I think it is like interpreting the idea of the text.
Yeah, by looking?
By looking at the sentence structure and also some clues in the text.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Sometimes in one sentence, maybe we don't know one or two words that we don't know their meaning. So at the time we can look at before and after the word. We can guess the meaning. Is deducing meaning from context. Okay. Sometimes we can decide our main aim based on our learner's point of view, instead of using infinitive to describe what the teacher plans to do, like to introduce or to practice. Many teachers prefer to describe the learner objectives or learning outcomes. So when we write the main aims, it should be like, by the end of the lesson, learners will be able to use. That most of the teacher use like this. From the point of the learner, by the end of the lesson, learner will be able to use polite requests to ask for information. So it is from the learner point of view. Once we have identified the most appropriate main aim for the lesson, it's easier to make decisions about everything else. For example, selection of the material or activity or organization of the classroom, procedure and timing, and also the stage aim. So based on our main aim, other things will be easier. Sometimes we can announce our main idea to our students. So at the end of the, sometimes we can tick our aims on the wall, like before we start teaching. So firstly, we will let them read. Today we will learn this lesson. So this is our main aim. So you can let them read the main aim of the lesson. So why do we need to announce the lesson main aims? For example, you may want the learner to discover something about the language during the lesson or to identify a need for new language without knowing the aim of the lesson in advance. So at the time, we have to elicit the aim at the end of the lesson. So we can make sure our learner know what they have done and why they need to do. We can let them know our reason why they need to do this lesson or something like that. This is the reason why we let them know our main aims. For the very young learner, we can see that today we are going to read a story and learn how to describe people in English. So we can degrade our language when we teach our young learner. So it means that also we can announce our main aims advance also to our adult learner or maybe young learner. For the very young learner, we can degrade or rephrase our sentence. We are going to read. We are going to learn or something like that. So let's rearrange the order of the lesson plan. I mean the procedure. Here A to H are in the wrong order. We have to put them in the right order to so they match the procedures. If you finish, you can type in the zone chat A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H in order. Yeah, let's check. Number 1 is students move around the classroom to find partner with newspaper headlines about the same story. What will be the stage aim for number 1?
E. To get students actively involved. E.
To get students actively involved, to put students into play. Or will be 2?
H.
Yes. What about 3? D, teacher. B or D? D. Okay. 4?
For number F.
I'm sure. pairs read the two newspaper story and compare them with their notes. C ดีกว่า
C.
We already did E, H, D. Okay, C.
C.
Yeah, C is correct one. To read for gist, to check prediction.
Yeah.
So, pair words, they read the two newspaper story and compare them with their notes. So, it's reads for gist and prediction. C. Yeah. Five, they list the similarity and difference between the two newspaper stories.
To read,
F.
how to
Yeah.
read for more detailed information.
Yeah, of course.
Number 6, A.
Thank you.
And number 7,
Number
number
C.
B.
E.
And number H. Number G.
G. So, okay, let's clarify our answer. Why we choose the stage A for every single stage. In the first stage, students move around the class to find their partner. So it's me to put students into pair and to actively involve. And 2 is H, to raise awareness of what the lesson aim will be and to encourage personal involvement. So when they exchange their idea about what they find difficult in reading authentic text, so it will raise their awareness of what the lesson aim will be. And number 3, when they say that they think their story will be about from the headline and make notes or the main points they expect to read. So it is D, limited information to predict possible context. And 4, they read the two newspaper story and compare them with their notes. It is C, they are reading for the gist and their prediction, check their prediction. 5, they list the similarity and differences. So to find similarity and differences, they have to look at that story very thoroughly. That's why it is to read for more detailed information. And 6 is they're trying to work out the meaning. Work out the meanings. They're trying to guess is deducing meaning from context, like using the language that they know in the text. It's me to practice deducing meaning from context. And 7, they prepare and give a short presentation on their article to the rest of the class. Is they are understanding what they have read, and activate language. The last one is summarize. Summarize is to review the whole lesson. And also sometimes to give the teacher feedback. So feedback should be sometimes from the teacher and also from our learner. The learner can also give the feedback. So teacher feedback is very clear. Like we can say that, okay, so you have used a very good choice of words or like a correct grammar structure or something like that. We can give the feedback to our student. So what will be the feedback from our student to the teacher? What could be the feedback from our learners? Sometimes we can ask for feedback from our learners. So what kind of feedback will they give to the teacher?
First, I think whether they understand or not.
Yeah, and then?
And then about their grammatical structure, and also their pronunciation for the feedback.
Yes, of course. So the feedback should also the feedback comes from both from the teacher and from the learner. So have a look at. Can you see the lesson plan, sample lesson plan?
No.
No, teacher.
Not yet. Today is 14. November 14. So the class profile. To whom we are going to teach. Our students, about 20 students. And most of the students are elementary level, and so the teacher need to give them more practice. So this, firstly, we have to consider class profile. And our target lesson. What is our target lesson?
A day at the seaside.
Yeah, a day at the seaside. We are going to teach them vocabulary or skill or function.
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 Actually, vocabulary also.
And skill. Reading
And
skill.
skills, reading skills.
Yeah, of course. Function is like grammatical structure. And vocabulary is the words, new words. And skill is for skill, predictive skill and receptive skill. So here we will teach them input skill, reading skill. Our lesson outline. What is our main aim?
How to read a paragraph fluently, and then
Develop.
speaking and writing, and develop speaking and writing with and to use simple past to describe
Yes.
their holiday.
Yeah. So this is our main aim. So at the end of the lesson, the student will be able to know how to read a paragraph fluently and then develop other skills like speaking and writing with the use of simple past when describing their holiday. So this is our main aims. What could be our subsidiary aim? Let's think about. What could be our subsidiary aim?
Talking about their holidays or their, past simple past.
To be able to use the simple past tense.
Simple past tense.
Yeah.
And to think about what they did last night or yesterday or something in the past.
To be able to use past tense.
Simple past.
Yes, simple past. Simple past. And can we teach them if they don't know some irregular and regular simple past tense? Can we teach them?
Yes.
Yeah. We can also teach them some regular and irregular past tense. Sometimes we overgeneralize the past tense. Okay, we can add to make past tense. Mostly we add ed, so they will add ed or the above. So we have to teach them fast. These are the subsidiary aim to be able to use simple past tense and some regular and irregular past tense, whether they can use them correctly or not. So this is our subsidiary aim. And our duration, the time frame is 15 minutes. And anticipated problem. It is also important. Sometimes we should consider anticipated problem. So when we teach the past tense, this reading skill, students may make mistake on when they guess the meaning of some words or make idea of the paragraph. This is our anticipated problem. Eventually, we have to consider our anticipated solution. So how could we solve this anticipated problem? So we can teach them matching the photo with the paragraph. Like you said, sometimes we can teach, even though we teach them reading, we can teach them vocabulary. So it will be helpful for them to grasp the context or giving clear instruction to them. So these are the anticipated solutions. Assumption. So here, assumption. What will be the assumption? It's kind of like aim. What kind of aim? We learn main aim, subsidiary A, stage A, and personal A. Personal aim, yes. So assumption is like kind of like personal aim. Students may feel bored to do comprehension tasks by sitting down all the time. So at the time, we will use table competition game to be competitive for them. And we have to consider to help our lesson effective. We can use some sub-purple material, photo at the seaside. One set of pads for less control practice. So less control practice. You can see in the table for the less control practice. So here, stage, lead-in, task 1, task 2, control practice stage, and less control practice. So what do you think? What approach do I use in this lesson? Task 1, 2. What kind of approach?
Task based.
Task based plus
Communicated.
communicated plus see that? Presentation, practice, projection, PPP, right?
Yes.
Yes. So in this part of the lesson, I use PPP plus communicated wait, I don't know. Communicated. Spelling right? Communicated plus and TBF. I use these 3 approach in the lesson. So firstly, lead-in. In lead-in stage, you guys know lead-in and warm-up, they are not the same. How do they differ? Warm-up and lead-in, how do they differ?
Warm-up general, maybe we focus on related things, or maybe we just we make them like to be active in the classroom, but without any specific purpose. But leading is we lead them, or we have specific purpose to introduce the topic.
Yeah, precisely. Warm-up is not related. Sometimes it's not related with our lesson. We just want to be our student to be motivated or to be active in the classroom. It doesn't concern. It does not relate with our lesson. Leading is kind of relate with our lesson. So our focus is to teach them the past tense in the reading paragraph to test their reading fluency. So firstly, we will check how much students have their comprehension level. So to test their comprehension level, we show photo at the seaside, and we will ask them to match the photo with the correct paragraph. Maybe this activity is they can do in group or pair words, and then check together with the teacher. So the timing for this stage is only 5 minutes. here we will give them task. So we will give the paragraph in detail. So we will give the paragraph and we will let them read the paragraphs. And we ask them what is the main idea of each paragraph and who are the characters. So our stage A is to make sure that students are aware of the target lesson. This is our stage A. In the task 2, mostly in the task-based learning, we normally use task 1 and task 2 to consolidate our lesson. We use task 1 and task 2. To ensure the students are aware of the main idea and past step. This is our stage A. So we will let them underline some unfamiliar words, phrases, and guess what they are meaning. After that presentation, so the teacher explain the paragraph and remind students about past step. It's about 10 minutes. And here, control practice stage. In the control practice stage, the teacher don't want the learner make the mistake. That's why teacher divide the class into 4 or 5 groups, and teacher gives them short questions or multiple choice question. And in the less control practice, less control mean like it's kind of a little bit freer to be familiar with conversion or present tense to simple past tense. This is our. Maybe it's kind of like substitutory A. To divide, teacher divide the class into 4 or 5 groups to give one set of cards to each group. And group A need to flip one card and group B need to flip and discover the card that match with the card from group A until they find the correct one. It's kind of like memory game. The student will be more active in this stage of the lesson. It's less control practice. And in the freer practice stage, maybe we can say production stage. We can use this also in the writing. When we teach them writing, we can use like freer practice or production practice to make use of the target lesson in context. This is our stage A. So teacher asks students to talk about their holiday or a day at the seaside on their own. For the extension task, maybe the teacher can do for the extension tasks in the classroom or in the classroom or after the class. We can give them as a homework for the extension task. So to consolidate what students have learned, the teacher asks students to write their own paragraph about their holiday or a day at the seaside. Another story. So this is the complete lesson plan for the reading skill. Do you want to ask anything about the lesson plan?
The teacher?
Yeah.
So I think this lesson plan is a kind of integrated approach. Is it correct? Because in the lesson plan, all the skills are receptive and then production stage. So I think this is a kind of integrated approach. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Receptive plus productive. Yes, of course.
Yeah. Thank you, teacher.
Yeah. Very soon you are going to make your own lesson plan. So you can ask me any unclear point that you want to know about drawing the lesson plan. Maybe you don't have.
Not yet, teacher.
By yourself? Lesson plan xoay bây giờ, xoay bây giờ nào. Xoay rồi.
assignment mà rồi module thế mà rồi xoay đây kìa. Module thế mà.
Thế mà xoay đây. It's like main aim, subsidiary aim, or the real part.
No, just normal one.
No, okay. So, start from now. You're going to make your own lesson plan. Maybe not yet, because like we haven't learned some receptive skill and productive skill, how to teach them, how to deliver these skills effectively. So we will learn these skills first. How to teach reading skill, listening skill. So after that, we will try to make the lesson plan, our lesson plan. Okay. But today we will learn some another interesting topic. It's about parasocial relationship. I will type in the sunshine. No Googling, guys. Sorry, teachers. No Googling, please. You can guess the meaning of parasocial relationship. In the sunshine, you can check. What do you think of parasocial relationship? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, parasocial relationship. What do you think? What does this mean?
A kind of people relationship with two people. Or to society or to culture.
Yeah. So what does this mean? Para. No, para.
I think all.
What did you say? Sorry.
I just say all.
Okay. Para. It's not paracetamol. Para. Para is kind of like beyond limit, right? So parasocial relationship does it have positive meaning or negative meaning?
I think it's a little bit negative.
Yeah. Not totally negative, a little bit negative. Like in any situation, too much is not very good, right? So parasocial relationship, you can be in a parasocial relationship sometime, but not too much. It will not good for you. Oh, sorry. Please take the screenshot of this one. You think about these comments from teacher. Which do you agree with and why? Sorry, I forgot to explain these three facts. Okay? Take the screenshot.
Then, teacher.
Okay, thank you. What is parasocial relationship? Are you in a parasocial relationship, or have you ever been in a parasocial relationship? What do you think? Can you guess in a parasocial relationship? Hello?
Yeah, teacher.
Can you guess? What does this mean?
Yeah, I think it's a kind of relationship where at least two people who might be too hard on someone. Maybe it's about their feeling. Yeah, like that. Too hard on some their partners, like too straight or too not very take it easy. They just like being too hard on themselves or on their partners. I think like that kind of relationship.
Okay. So what do you think? These three people, are they normal people or famous or?
They are celebrity.
Celebrity.
Celebrity, yeah.
Celebrity.
Yeah. So kind of like we want to be friendly with them sometimes. Not all the people. I mean some people. Now you know it's parasocial relationship. The parasocial relationship is like normal people want to be familiar with them. Emotional relationship with celebrity, of course. Sometimes we even get emotional when we see the negative comments about our celebrity, about our famous idol, right?
Yes, Jack.
Who is your celebrity crush? Teachers, please type in the Zoom chat. Have you ever
Jisoo?
been in Jisoo? Okay. Lisa.
Jenny.
Jenny. Oh, Blink. So many Blinks. Rose. No, me actor or actress. So June. Okay. Pineapple. Passion hate. Damn. Okay. So many celebrity crush. So can you say, are you in a kind of like parasocial relationship?
No,
Yes, teacher.
No? Okay. So some people are in a parasocial relationship, like they want to chat with their celebrity or like they want to go to their concert. Even they buy the original album or something like that. They want to give the present to their celebrity or idol like that. So maybe sometimes we can get valuable benefits or positive impact. We can have positive impact from our celebrity. So how can we have the positive impact?
Like, I want to learn a new language that our favorite celebrity taught.
Yeah, very good. Sometimes maybe like a little short speech or like their call app. You can see no catch up. CTCHUP catch up is like a short speech. So when they give the catch up, we can listen to our celebrity catch up and we can learn some valuable life experience. And also we can get the benefit from the parasocial relationship. It also it can have the negative impact. Let me type some question. Wait a second.
Recording in progress.
let's think about some drawbacks and downsides. Benefits and downsides of parasocial relationship. Yeah, over expectation, mental effect on over emotion, financial problem. Yes, these are the downsides. When they are happy, then we are happy too. Okay, can you try more benefits and downsides that we can have from the parasocial relationship? Good vibes. Can you elaborate like good vibes? What kind of feeling was? Waste time, benefit and downside. Yeah, waste time. Good vibes, waste time. Financial problem. Yeah, when they do something good, we feel the same way. Addition or upset. Unrealistic expectation. Obsession. Emotional support. Yeah, emotional support is benefit. Obsession, addition to media. Yeah, thank you. Inspiration and motivation. Yes. Reality incongruent. Dependency. Emotional dependency. Yeah. Fanciful. Daydreaming. Financial impact. Role model. Fanciful. Okay, CIFU. Yeah, thank you. These are the benefits and downsides. Thank you, teachers. So let's listen to the podcasts about the parasocial relationship. Can you hear this audio?
Yes.
Yeah, teacher.
Welcome to Angus and Helen's podcast. I'm Helen. Angus! Oh, sorry, are we on already? I was just listening to some music on my headphones.
Let me guess. Taylor Swift?
Yes, she's great, isn't she?
She is, but I'm starting to get a feeling you're in a parasocial relationship with her.
Oh, what?
A parasocial relationship. That's actually the topic of our podcast today. So by the end of it, you will hopefully be able to tell if you're in one with Miss Swift or not.
All right then, so what exactly is a parasocial relationship?
To use the definition from the website verywellmind.com, it's a one-sided relationship that a media user engages in with a media persona.
So, like a fan with a celebrity, you mean?
In most cases, yes, but sometimes it can even be with fictional characters. A lot of people are in parasocial relationships with a character from the sitcom Friends, for example, or sometimes even with a cartoon character. So, a parasocial relationship is when one person in the relationship is investing a lot of time and effort in the relationship, while the other side doesn't even know they exist.
But hasn't that always been the case with celebrity culture?
Yes, of course, it's not a new phenomenon, but social media creates a feeling of closeness between a celebrity and their fans who can actually interact with the content posted by their idols, write messages, and sometimes even receive a like or a reply. Even though it's hardly likely that, say, Taylor Swift herself liked your post, you still feel very close to her.
But that's not necessarily a bad thing, right?
Not at all. Parasocial relationships can have a lot of benefits. Our idols become role models for us, so we can feel inspired by them to do great things ourselves. People who might not have too many friends in real life might find comfort in having this relationship with their favourite celebrities, and of course, just by being a fan, you become part of a community and can connect with others over your shared passion.
True. A lot of my contacts on social media are Swifties like me.
Oh, what? Sorry?
Swifties. Taylor Swift fans.
Okay, there you go then. So your relationship with her is actually expanding your social network.
So when does it become a problem then?
That would be when it starts getting in the way of your real life, when you start to neglect your responsibilities because of the time you're investing in the relationship. Like, I don't know, listening to music when you should be working.
I was just a bit distracted, okay? What other signs are there?
Well, you might put the parasocial relationship above real ones, or accept your idol's view as your own without stopping to reflect if you actually agree with them. Also, those in a parasocial relationship tend to get upset when their idol gets criticised.
I don't think my relationship with Taylor gets in the way of my real-life friendships, but I do agree with her a lot, and I do get mad when someone says something bad about her.
And of course, in some cases, people can really believe they are actually close friends with the celebrity. They might start sending lots of messages to them, talking about their personal lives, and they get frustrated when they don't get the response they expected.
I imagine it can be something hard for celebrities to navigate too, right?
Oh, very much. Most of them have stories of fans that cross the line. For example, Ortega Uwagba, an author, journalist and podcaster, described in an article how she would receive emails and messages on social media from a woman who clearly thought they were good friends, and who would become angry when she didn't reply. She ended up having to block the person.
It must be quite difficult, because celebrities also want to create this illusion of being close to their fandom. That's a key part of being famous.
Quite. It's a hard balance to keep.
So, let's say I'm in a parasocial relationship that is damaging my personal and professional life. What can I do about it?
There are a number of things that you can do. You can, for example, improve your relationship with people around you, like your friends and family. That might be difficult at the beginning if you've been very caught up in your parasocial relationship, but take one step at a time. You might want to start with just a coffee and a catch-up.
And I suppose there's always professional help if you feel you need it, yes?
Oh, yes, absolutely. In some cases, the best solution might be a therapist to get rid of that toxic dynamic.
You gave an example just now of a woman who was a podcaster and found herself the target of a parasocial relationship.
Yes, podcasts are a media that is particularly prone to this kind of thing because it's a familiar voice speaking directly to you. And it's not usually a superstar who is impossible to reach. Most podcasters have a smaller audience, so listeners might have this feeling of friendship.
So maybe there's someone out there who's in a parasocial relationship with me that I don't know of.
Well, I guess anything's possible.
Well, that wasn't very convincing. Help me out, guys, if you're out there, and like they say in that famous film, you've got a friend in me. Please drop me a line so I can prove Helen wrong.
That should be fun. Now, do we have a topic for our next podcast, Angus?
Is there any benefit or downside that we think, that we imagine? Guys, do they mention?
Yeah, teacher. They mentioned the benefit and also the downside.
Downside. Are they the same with your guess? Or did they mention more downside and benefits? What did you hear?
One thing I hear was that they can be role model, and for the downsides, the people be upset when the person they admire doesn't really respond to the message about personal life. Yeah.
Of course. Any downside? Or you find it a little bit long, that's why. Any downside? Did you hear? He is in a parasocial relationship from this.
Sometimes with not not seeing in the reality.
Yeah, not seeing the reality. Upset one got criticized by other. Yes. Somebody mentioned like professional therapists, right?
Yes.
Some people might need professional therapists. Yeah, who is in a parasocial relationship with some celebrity from this podcast? The men or the women? Man. And guest, right?
Man.
Which celebrity?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. Yeah. Is there any name that the fan gives their they either give their fan like any nickname? Swiftie lah.
Swiftie?
Yeah.
Yeah, Swiftie.
SWIFTIES, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Swiftie. Yeah, fandom. Then we have to strike the first syllable. Fandom. Okay, so in the next week lesson, we will listen to this podcast and we will do some comprehension exercise about parasocial relationship. Hope you all enjoy today's lesson. If you have any questions, drop in the Zoom chat, or if you don't have, you can leave. Bye-bye.
Thank you, teacher. We really enjoy your lesson.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
You teacher.